So we spoke to this guy.
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
This place is actually creepy. Alright, let's mess with this machine.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Look inside the compartment.
Behind the hatch sits a cube-like crisscross of filaments, smoldering in the dark like fireflies. Silver tape on the side says, in black marker, log, February to March. Another filament memory. Press play to talk with the repeater.
Let's print first.
Nothing happens.
Okay, press play.
The speaker comes to life. Static seeps through the machine's planar magnetic driver. An old lady greets you. Her voice sounds 100 years old.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Continue.
It's the same old woman you spoke with through the radio computer in the doomed commercial area.
Yvonne, it's me again. How are you?
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
The lieutenant nods towards Diego. Password. I'm really bad at passwords. Can you give me a hint? This is the police. Please open this thing. I don't know the password.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
That sounds bad. A login attempt. Something a criminal would do.
Votre accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today?
Thanks, but I'm finished with this call.
Sleep well, votre accident.
She says as her voice disappears into a whirl of static.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated.
What is the password?
Oh, hey, wait. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard the Vegeta or Vegeta say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
Honestly, I just want to break into the radio computer, see what's on it.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death.
Okay.
That is true. But what comes after death?
What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it. I think we're done here, essay.
The figure crawls off into the darkness above.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure whether we'll find our suspect here.
Cool. Got the password.
The machine's keyboard, the speaker comes to life.
Good evening. Votre accident on Saint-Brun. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Fortress accident? Like the one in the doomed commercial area?
I have two machines registered to this company name in Martinez. One on Saint-Brun, the other on Rue de Saint-Ghislaine.
Saint-Brun, that's the church. And Rue de Saint-Ghislaine, that's the doomed commercial area.
The lieutenant gestures around him.
Anything else I can help you with?
Let's try this again. I think I may have the right password for the personal log.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
I'm done.
Sleep well.
The machine's keyboard is still. The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Read the printout.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church. The door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Do you think this log might be connected to the case?
Our case? No, I don't think so. It must be some local eccentric.
His eyes wander to the various machines around him. Do you think... No, read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity. See? Even one of the spookers themselves says it's unnerving. What was that about narcotics? This could prove to be interesting.
Wait, narcotics? Look around the derelict building.
I doubt that we can find any. It's just idle fishermen's gossip to scare away the kids.
He looks at the stained glass window.
Nothing spooky about this place either. It's just abandoned and cold, and in an awful part of town.
Then why doth the lieutenant protest against spending time here so often?
Read the third entry.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
He steps on a wire running on the ground, inspecting it with his boot. Read the fourth entry.
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simo for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers.
What?
But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
A data loss. Say the first one.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just keep reading.
He adjusts his glasses. Artists, programmers, Lexi, who are all these people?
I think these people worked in the radio computer games business. The one we saw in the Doom commercial area. They must be our former co-workers.
Read the fifth entry.
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder.
He strokes his chin.
Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
Read the 6th entry.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
The lieutenant looks to his right towards the silence. Read the 7th entry.
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
But what could it be? Look at the water basins behind you.
The lieutenant doesn't answer. He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples.
Read the 8th entry.
March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice?
Sounds like her,
Sounds
yes.
like her, yes.
Oh, read the 9th entry.
March 51. I got a call from the repeater station. Someone has tried to access the radio computer in our old office in Martinez. Can't do anything about it. The storekeeper still doesn't want to let me inside the building. Thinks I'm part of some kind of curse. How Martinez of her.
What? That's me. I was the one who broke into that radio computer. And the storekeeper must be the license.
I knew it wasn't a good idea to meddle with the machine.
No. It was a great idea. You're learning things. This is how you learn things about machines.
Read the 10th entry.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles. Crackers. Ping energy drinks. Water. Toothpaste. Gum. Also some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening. A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Suna.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
She glares at you as she holds down the off button for several seconds. The machine reboots.
Yes, you are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
I can assure you I am an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer. I'm using it to access Coalition military data links. We are looking for a suspect in a murder investigation. We thought they might be hiding. We're here on a side case representing certain music venue organizers. We're not just breaking in, I'm pursuing a mysterious lead searching for my lost identity. Oh man, they're all different. They're all so different. Let's say this one. No. Let's say free.
Well, you won't find any music venue organizers here.
She barely looks up from the keyboard. You hear the machine whirl back to life.
It's just me and my computer, and it has been this way for weeks. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her after she has rebooted the machine.
The lieutenant whispers. So I can't talk to her now.
What is it?
The woman still hunched over the keyboard, gently illuminated by the purring machine. I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
It does not look like a big loss to her. Hey, are you the lead programmer of Mural Untethered by any chance?
Yes. Or no, not anymore. That project is dead.
Project? She thinks to herself.
She doesn't seem surprised to be recognized. Rather sad. Something passes over her face before she straightens her back.
Sorry, but who are you? What are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages. If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
She turns back to the terminal. Have you seen the Crabman?
Nope.
But you know he's around.
Yes.
He's seen you. He must have seen you. It sounds like you're not worried about him at all.
No, you're right. I'm not.
Her voice trails off as she bends over to tinker with the machine's printer. Have you seen anyone suspicious, say a woman named Ruby?
What? No, no one's suspicious around here.
She has not seen her, sire. 'Tis true.
Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna? What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
Working on what?
Could you just shh for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
She closes her eyes.
It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do, and you're not helping.
Right, I'll try not to touch anything. Next question.
Great.
Right, I'll let you work in peace now. Is she still typing when we come back? We'll talk to her like crazy.
In white, silver, and apricot faience, the young mother of humanism stands above you. A crack runs across her body. She is impossibly tall, oval-faced and sad. A dark and radiant majesty. Cradled in her arms are a pair of glowing lungs, clearly visible from underneath her flowing dress. You should kneel.
Kneel.
Your knees touch the floor. The floorboards are hard and cold. There you kneel among the snowdrifts, diffuse light falling on your hands from beyond the glass.
Close your eyes first.
The world is silent, but for the creaks and cracks of the massive wooden structure behind you, it covers you from the wind outside. In the darkness, you sense her eyes on you, inspecting you with their multicolored glass, as if you're a bug under a microscope.
Open your eyes.
The woman looks down at you kneeling. She towers among her followers, architects, laymen, courtiers. There is a sad smile on her lips and a glint in her green-blue eye of what? Compassion? Remorse?
Compassion.
As that soft word passes through your mind, the lieutenant draws an X-shaped cross from shoulder to shoulder.
Do the same as you get up.
Your fingertips touch your chest 4 times. Then you rise from your knees into the apricot-colored light of the window. Above you, the woman still smiles her distant smile, sundered by the crack in the glass.
White check, white check. Who is this, Kim?
It's Dolores Day. The old woman was right. This is the Dolorian Church of Humanity in Martinez, or the Small Pinewood Church in some records.
He says in a hushed voice, "Do you know of the place?"
It's a minor landmark, not easy to find. Most maps misplace it. It was built not long after Revachol's founding, 300 or so years ago, by first-generation settlers.
What else do you know?
There used to be 7 stave churches on the coast. Les Sept Sœurs, they call them, the 7 Sisters. Only one remains. The rest were burnt in the revolution or used for building materials. We should be respectful here, although the building appears to be deserted. I do not believe we'll find the instigator here. Something else, perhaps?
He looks at the machinery lying around.
A pang of guilt. The lieutenant is leaving something out.
Do you know why it was abandoned?
I have a theory, yes. There was a police raid a while back. I heard the place was shot to pieces.
There's a pause and he continues.
The old woman in the village was being tactful with us when she didn't mention it. She has more respect for the RCM than many around here.
You conducted this raid.
Well, your station was involved, I hear. Although I can't be sure.
You're not sure?
3 precincts were involved in the raid, and people say Precinct 41 was one of them.
I don't remember being here.
I am pretty sure it was a clandestine operation. I don't know anything more about it, why it was conducted, or who participated. I try not to pry into extra-district matters.
If I was here, I should find out what I was doing.
Good luck. You will not get information on a confidential operation from your station secretary just by calling. If you really don't remember, it might be better to keep this one forgotten. It happened a while ago. It's unimportant to our business in Martinez now.
Turn away. You'll have to come back here. You'll come back here with more information. Is there money? We'll go back and talk to that girl soon. Can I go down here? I can. There's all kinds of stuff down here. What's this? This barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. The building before you housed the engine. Must have been a big one. The chain trails off into the ocean, to who knows where.
An old door, worn
Whoa.
by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
What is this thing anyway?
It's military, a service depot of some sort.
Used to service what?
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
The lieutenant looks at the hunching concrete toad in front of him. Walk away. What if I whipped this? I think that's pretty much all I can do.
An old door, worn by elements, guard.
Not opening no military door with a crowbar, huh? Damn, there's so much stuff. Okay, this is the end. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. This ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. What's this? Scented scarf shivers. The inlet's there, off in the far distance where the posts trail toward. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! Who's that? Who is this? Man is moving. Can we see him? No? Yep. Whoa, he went through the ice. Cliffage. How far is he gonna go? Where is he? Where is he? I think I might have lost him. Can I go in here? No. We swam to the boat. Sheesh. Let's go to the boat. Did you see that dude?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Did he go past it? Where did this man go? Alright, oh well. Can I? Oh. Let me put the bag back in my hand. Let me just double check he didn't do a U-turn on me. Okay. Don't know where he went. We got somewhere else to go though, for sure. I've been dying to go in this place. Give me all of that. Give me all of that. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. The coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. Didn't I see people here before? Ooh, encyclopedia. Vagrants have recently painted the top red. Water drips from it. Postcard, Curon 33. Clicking that, let it take me there. New shirt, rhetoric. Can I get up this way? No. Okay. Oh. The boardwalk rises to your south. It casts a long shadow over you. A big wine canister. It's open and empty.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something's not right here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Sheesh. Careful, these floorboards look rotten and weak. Let me wear this. Shivers. And I have a top that gave me extra shivers.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, his eyes watering from the smell.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Is this that woman's wife? I mean, that woman's husband? Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Now, this makes partying look bad. Still, don't let it sway you. You're responsible.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol.
All about that kebab. This coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years. Is this guy alive?
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle.
He's dead.
Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper. Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is, he's been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
Ooh. He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself. Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
He could have slipped, hit his head, and then that was a wrap.
Be very, very careful where you step here.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too?
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
The lieutenant shudders from the cold.
In a ditch off a road below the 881, he thinks. A young father. Then he shakes his head to make the memory stop.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
He looks at 2 other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
What?
True. It feels disrespectful.
Fair enough. Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is where he came out of himself, drop by drop, when he was unconscious. It took 3, maybe 4 minutes.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
It's hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Okay, step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest. The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into two. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits. When damp, these boards are really slippery. Even a sober man could lose their balance here. His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height, 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age, approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all. He was just about to head home. The first step back home proved to be his last.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way you came.
That's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
We know who this is. It's the working class woman's missing husband dead on the boardwalk.
The woman you met at the book stand? Why do you think it's her husband?
He looks at the bundle of flesh and rags lying on the ground. The leather jacket. Point at the man's clothes. It matches her description perfectly.
The bright blue lining? Well, he's definitely someone's husband.
He nods and points at the ring on the man's left hand. What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Do you think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
The lieutenant nods. What about alcohol poisoning and liver failure?
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
What about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the parks.
Someone should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
He smiles sourly. Could it be related to the lynching Ruby?
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Yes, but what if there's a killer on the loose? 2 suspicious deaths in such a short time frame.
We should consider the possibility that we're dealing with a sequence killer here. You're right, connecting it with the lynching is a stretch.
Without any further evidence, yes.
Right. Conclude.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him?
From where I stand, I can see 2 options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
Hold on. What about field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me. I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to finding Ruby, the better.
Yes, but isn't that kind of sloppy? You're right, I don't see anything criminal here. Let's leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
We found him. We should finish this case. Let's leave this case for the station. I don't want to spend time on it. Don't take the case. I still need some time to decide how I want to solve this case. Let's not take the case.
Alright, the station is going to want details, however. Let's examine that library card you found on the man's body, see if it has any clues. Then we can call the station from my kinema and hand over the case.
Leave. Okay, we made it to the end of the day. Think we should call in still. Can I teleport back? Hey, travel here. Also, I was clicking the wrong things. Or I can only travel at the end of the day. I'm not sure. Travel here.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge.
Tap on the fuel preheater gauge.
As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled. It's in the small blue sector, indicating the engine is cold. Next to the gauge is a red switch, labeled heat.
No, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are mesmerizing. They're also fragile. I'm not going to turn it on for you again.
Jeez. Okay, pick up the radio again.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Alice, this is Firewalker. Reconnect me to the 41st.
Right. Please hold.
10-4, come in. Firewalker, over.
I'm happy to report that I have found my badge, Jules.
10-4, sir, glad to hear that. I'll write down that there is no need to issue a new one to you then. Over.
Feels good to get that off your chest, right? Celebration with beer?
That's all for now.
Roger that, 10-10, over and out.
Pick up the radio again?
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Alice, please connect me to Station 41's Lazarus.
It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what you get yourself into this time?
Gottlieb. The question is followed by the sound of someone taking a long drag. How did you know it was me? I couldn't reach up and grab a tie from a spinning fan without unbearable pain shooting through my arm. I think I've had a Doc, someone broke my heart.
Look, pal, getting pumped and dumped is not a disease. People live through it all the time. You should be happy for her.
Wait, pumped and dumped?
That's what the guys say, officer. That some chick pumped you and then dumped you, threw you away like an empty juice carton.
Don't take it personally. There just wasn't any juice left in your carton, pal.
Do you know who this person was? Have I told you?
You must have me confused for a close personal friend. I am not. I am a medical professional with a constant idiot emergency on my hands.
One needs tending to right now, he thinks, looking around the room. God, these apes.
How did you know it was me?
I didn't, but now I do. How's the drinking going?
I'm trying really, really hard not to.
Great. Have a medal. I have an autopsy to attend to. An autopsy of one Chester McLean who died of fish poisoning.
Fucking, I'm not dead. It just hurts, okay?
I guess that's it for now.
Mm-hmm.
The phone clicks. Suddenly you hear the already familiar voice.
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
I'm done.
57, over and out.
In the cabin, you see a set of steering levers, a radio on a hook.
Close the door. So, before I can report, do I have to use this? Interact.
It's the ledger you found in the trash, a cabbage of papers hanging from the board, with the permeables drawer inside. It's barely held together by a clip, then made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Hold on. What is it? Logic? I need logic. Da da da. Alright, let's try.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. It's proving to be harder than
Damn it.
expected. You just don't have the intellectual rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later.
Does it say it's possible? Yes. Easy. No. You need to come up with a small archaeological system to reorder the remains of your past works. At the moment, all they do is fall apart in your hands. Wait. I think I'm gonna spend on this.
Thin. See, the rest of the stinking cellulose is much
Come
worse for wear.
on.
Yes, at last. You find a way to piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. HDB41, date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB4112011700, the next world mural.
Wait, HDB41 weren't those Officer Precinct?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41.
And HDB?
Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it. And these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials. Harrier Dubois, HDB.
The next world mural. Let's just go through them
This
all.
one is relatively easy to reconstruct. Overnight on 1202, a graffito, nay, a mural, appears on an 8-story tenement overlooking central Jamrock. The building is a sparsely inhabited ghost tower, part of a failed real estate development called Grand Couronne. The mural is enormous. 2 silhouettes, a man and a woman, are kissing. The text cut into their form reads, "True love is possible, only in the next world. For new people, it is too late for us. Wreak havoc on the middle class. People call it that thing and that fucking thing. It's visible for miles. In 2 days, the station's complaints desk gets clogged with requests to remove the bummer. You and your partner are assigned to the case. The graffito crew is easy to track down. Only the belles-lettres have the literage of industrial paint to cover the surface. One of the graffito artists is rumored to be rich. They take responsibility for the execution, but not the design. The ideologue of the next world mural, as the crew calls it, remains an unknown.
Wait, do I ever find out who came up with it? Read on.
The case files do not show you finding the author of the design.
Read on.
The crew agrees to clean up after themselves. However, your partner, JV, is against the removal, citing public support for conservation. This leads to a debate in Precinct 41, which then spreads to the streets of Jamrock, ending in a rare plebiscite organized by you and the rest of Row 3. The 9,000 people subjected to the mural's message, all of Lakeside, Central Jamrock, and Villalobos, plus half of the eminent domain, participate in the vote. Although the case begins with what appears to be a lot of rambling on the streets as to how juvenile and stupid the mural is, given a choice between two options.
Wait, so am I choosing what I did before? Keep the mural. It is right.
A staggering 78% of voters choose to keep it. Turns out the opposition were a loud minority, and that love truly is possible in the next world for new people, and it is too late for us.
All that remains is to wreak havoc on the middle class. The middle class are not to be blamed. It's human nature. I like it. But can't we wreak havoc on other nations instead? I must have voted and possibly even lobbied to remove the thing because I don't believe in that rubbish one. Let's say this one.
Did someone ask what you believe in, man with the smelly toilet ledger? What do you want to tackle next? Or are we done?
Alright, we'll look at this later.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Cool. Cool. I'm wondering... For examine the library card, I see. So that's what we gotta do next.